Have you ever seen a rainbow stretch across the sky and felt, even for a moment, that the world had paused just for you? That fleeting arc of color, delicate and ephemeral, seems almost magical. But behind its beauty lies a story written in light, water, and the very way we see the world. Today, we'll drift gently into that story, exploring the science of rainbows, their mysteries, and the quiet wonder they bring to our lives. Imagine standing outside just after a soft rain. The air is cool, scented with earth and leaves, and the clouds are slowly parting. Sunlight spills through the breaks, scattering in tiny droplets around you. And there it is, a ribbon of color bending across the sky, touching the horizon with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Your eyes follow it instinctively, tracing the curve, but few stop to consider the science, the physics, and the quiet magic behind those colors. Before we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Perhaps it's your bedroom, your balcony, or somewhere else quietly suspended between night and day. Type it in the comments below, and if you enjoy journeys into the hidden wonders of the world, press subscribe gently, so you can drift along with us into more stories like this. Tonight, we'll explore light itself, tiny, invisible waves that stretch across space, carrying the secrets of color. We'll follow sunlight as it travels through raindrops, bending and splitting into the spectrum you see dancing in the sky. You'll learn why rainbows form arcs, why sometimes we see two, and how rare phenomena like fogbows or moonbows appear. And we'll touch the subtle ways rainbows connect to our perception, our emotions, and the human imagination. But this isn't just a lesson in physics. It's an invitation to relax, to visualize, to breathe slowly, and to let the wonder of nature's colors wash gently over you. Imagine the sunlight filtering through a single raindrop, bending and reflecting inside it like a tiny prism, sending a rainbow toward your eyes. Picture yourself lying on soft grass, watching the sky glow with quiet, bending light, feeling the rhythm of your breath sync with the gentle unfolding of colors. As we move through this journey, I'll guide you through each step, starting with light itself, then how it dances through droplets, then arcs across the sky, and finally how we perceive and feel the colors. You don't need to remember every detail. Just let the words, the images, and the science carry you, as if floating on a calm river beneath a bow of colors. So, close your eyes if you like, or keep them softly open on the screen before you. Breathe in slowly, noticing the quiet rhythm of your chest, and breathe out, letting tension drift away like clouds after a storm. Let your mind prepare to wander through physics, beauty, and poetry, as we follow the light that bends, breaks, and emerges as the rainbow. By the end of this hour, you may feel not only a deeper understanding of the science, but also a gentle sense of connection to the world. A reminder that even the smallest droplet of water, when touched by sunlight, can create wonder. And as your thoughts grow quieter and your body relaxes, you may drift closer to sleep, carried softly on a spectrum of colors, guided by the science and poetry of rainbows. And now, let us begin our journey into light, water, and color, a story written in physics and painted across the sky. Light surrounds us, yet most of us take it for granted. It is the silent companion of every moment, slipping through the trees, reflecting off puddles, glinting on glass. In its essence, light is both simple and endlessly complex. A wave, a particle, a traveler across the vast emptiness of space. To understand the rainbow, we must first become intimate with this quiet force, tracing its path from the sun to your eyes. Sunlight, though appearing white to us, is composed of a spectrum of colors. Each color carries its own wavelength, a vibration of energy that moves in patterns invisible to the naked eye. Red waves stretch long and languid, while violet pulses swiftly and delicately. Between them, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo each dance with their own rhythm, blending seamlessly into one another. When sunlight streams through a prism or a raindrop, it separates, revealing the secret choreography of colors hidden within its seeming whiteness. Imagine for a moment that light is made of tiny messengers, each carrying a hue, a vibration, a story. These messengers travel immense distances, leaving the sun and journeying for minutes, hours, or years until they reach Earth. Some are absorbed by the atmosphere, scattered by molecules, or bent around clouds. Others continue uninterrupted, arriving as the brilliant sunlight you see in the morning. Each photon, so small that billions pass through your body every second without notice, contributes to the rainbow's delicate brilliance. As these messengers enter your eyes, they meet the first gatekeepers of color, the rods and cones of the retina. Rods, sensitive to light and shadow, allow you to see in dim or fading conditions. Cones, fewer in number, are responsible for color vision, translating wavelengths into perception. Red, green, and blue cones work together, blending signals to produce the vast spectrum you experience. Your perception is a collaboration between the physical properties of light and the biological design of your eyes, a gentle reminder that even seeing is a dialogue between you and the universe. Color is not merely a property of light. It is a bridge between the external world and your inner experience. When sunlight strikes a leaf, the green you perceive is not an intrinsic quality of the leaf alone, but a result of the chlorophyll absorbing other wavelengths and reflecting green. Similarly, the golden warmth of sunlight at dawn is the product of longer wavelengths traveling through thicker layers of atmosphere. Every hue you see is a negotiated conversation between light, matter, and perception. Think about the quiet moments when you notice a color and feel something stir within you. Perhaps a red sunset ignites warmth, or the deep blue of a lake brings calm. These responses are deeply human, echoing the way evolution has tuned us to recognize and respond to different wavelengths of light. The rainbow amplifies this connection. It arranges colors in a familiar, harmonious sequence, allowing your mind to experience order and beauty simultaneously. Consider the process of dispersion, the way light stretches and separates into its constituent colors. A prism is the simplest example, yet in nature, raindrops perform this trick infinitely, scattering sunlight across the sky. Each photon bends slightly differently depending on its wavelength. Red bends the least, violet the most. Between them, every color of the spectrum fans out in subtle gradations, forming the soft gradient that we perceive as a rainbow. The visible spectrum, though seemingly continuous, is made of discrete waves, each vibrating at its own pace, yet together creating a seamless ribbon of color. To picture this, close your eyes and imagine a single beam of sunlight. It pierces the atmosphere, encountering countless particles along its path. Some scatter, some reflect, some continue straight. Now imagine it passing through a tiny droplet of water. Inside, it reflects off the back, and emerges, each wavelength bent slightly differently. The once uniform beam now fans out in a spectrum, a miniature rainbow released into the world. Multiply this process across thousands, millions of droplets, and you have the full arc suspended in the sky. Even as we explore the science, there is room for wonder. Light is at once a physical phenomenon and a conduit for imagination. When you see colors, you are participating in a delicate interplay between photons and perception, between the universe and your consciousness. Each rainbow is a reminder that science and beauty are inseparable. Understanding the mechanics of light does not diminish its wonder. It deepens it. As you drift into this knowledge, let your mind picture photons as gentle travelers, dancing in waves across the sky, bending and splitting in raindrops, forming arcs that stretch from one horizon to the other. Imagine your eyes receiving these signals, decoding them into reds, greens, blues, and violets, each hue touching a different part of your awareness. You are both observer and participant in this quiet symphony of light. The rainbow begins here, in the simple yet profound nature of light itself. Every arc, every color, every shimmer is born from the journey of these tiny messengers. By understanding light, you begin to perceive the rainbow not just as a visual spectacle but as a story, a dialogue between sun, water, and human perception. And in this dialogue, you are invited to linger, to watch, and to wonder. So as you continue listening, breathe gently and let your awareness rest on light itself, the invisible, dancing, eternal force that bends, splits, and paints the world with color. Rain has a quiet way of transforming the world. Each drop clings to leaves, glistens on windows, or floats in the air like tiny suspended jewels. And it is within these humble spheres of water that one of nature's most delicate spectacles begins. The rainbow. To understand the rainbow, we must watch the light dance inside the droplets, bending, reflecting, and splitting into the colors we cherish. Imagine a single raindrop hanging in the air, nearly invisible, yet holding the potential for wonder. When sunlight meets this droplet, the journey of light begins. The moment a photon enters the drop, it slows slightly, bending as it passes from air into water. This bending, or refraction, is the first step in the transformation. Each wavelength of light bends differently. Red glides along a gentler path, while violet turns more sharply, setting the stage for the spectrum we eventually see. Inside the drop, light reflects off the inner surface, like a tiny mirror angled perfectly to direct the beam back toward the observer. This reflection may happen once or twice, producing single or double rainbows. During this reflection, the colors maintain their separation, and the photon's journey continues, still guided by the geometry of the drop. Every drop is a miniature theater, performing a private symphony of physics, yet visible to anyone who looks with patience. Now envision the light exiting the drop. Here it bends again, leaving the water and returning to air, carrying with it the separated colors of the spectrum. From your perspective, countless droplets are performing this dance simultaneously, sending red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet photons toward your eyes. The effect is an arc of color stretching across the sky, the cumulative result of innumerable tiny prisms at work. Each droplet is a prism, each photon a tiny traveler tracing its path through water and light. The magic of the rainbow lies not just in the bending of light but in the subtle interplay between observer and droplet. The angle between the sun, the raindrop, and your eye determines whether you see the rainbow at all. Move slightly, and the light you perceive shifts. Step to the side, and colors may brighten or fade. This delicate alignment is why rainbows appear personal. Each observer sees their own unique arc, dependent on position and perspective. Picture a photon as a tiny, diligent traveler. It departs the sun, perhaps millions of miles away, crossing the void of space. Upon encountering a raindrop, it slows, bends, reflects, and emerges as part of a rainbow. Though invisible to the eye alone, imagining its journey makes the process tangible. You can almost feel the photon's energy, the gentle tug of refraction, the subtle reflection against the curved surface, and finally the release into the world as color. Consider too that not every raindrop contributes equally. Droplets at different heights, sizes, and positions create slight variations in color intensity. Some droplets scatter light more efficiently, producing brighter reds or deeper blues. Others, smaller or less uniform, contribute to the soft, blurred edges of the rainbow. This natural variation gives each rainbow its unique texture, a subtle complexity that reminds us of the beauty of imperfection in nature. We can also explore the double rainbow phenomenon here. Some photons reflect twice inside the droplet before exiting, creating a second arc above the first. Interestingly, this secondary rainbow appears fainter, and its colors are reversed, red on the inside and violet on the outside. The additional reflection disperses the light more, making the colors softer and more ethereal. Observing a double rainbow is a gentle reminder that nature delights in subtle surprises, and that physics often writes its poetry quietly, without fanfare. Even in the simplicity of a single droplet, there is an elegance to the physics. Refraction, reflection, and dispersion combine seamlessly, turning an ordinary sphere of water into a prism capable of painting the sky. And yet, understanding this mechanism does not diminish the beauty. On the contrary, it deepens the awe. Each rainbow is a bridge between the tangible and the invisible, a place where physics and perception meet in quiet harmony. To visualize this, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a beam of sunlight striking a raindrop. Watch as it bends, reflects, and bends again, emerging as a miniature ribbon of colors. Now multiply that by thousands, by millions, until the sky itself is alive with dancing light. Feel your own presence in this moment, noticing how the colors reach your eyes and awaken something within you. A quiet joy, a sense of wonder, a soft smile at the precision and poetry of nature. The droplets themselves are unassuming, often overlooked, yet they are the stage upon which light performs its most beautiful trick. Each droplet carries a promise, the potential to bend, reflect, and disperse sunlight into a fleeting arc of color. And collectively, they form the rainbow, visible only when observer, sun, and rain align in perfect balance. This is the subtle miracle of nature, repeated countless times, yet always unique, always fleeting, and always worthy of attention. As you breathe gently, let your mind linger on this dance of droplets and photons. Picture them suspended in the air, bending light with precision, reflecting rainbows into the world. Let the idea of this quiet choreography relax your mind, as if you are floating amidst the drops, watching the light weave arcs of color in slow, serene motion. We will step back from the microscopic ballet of droplets to see the rainbow as a whole, stretching across the sky. A full arc of wonder, bending from one horizon to the other, a spectacle both personal and universal. The first time you notice a rainbow stretching across the sky, it feels almost impossible. A perfect curve suspended between earth and clouds, colors arranged with exquisite precision. Yet this arc is not random. It is a product of geometry, physics, and your unique perspective, all combining to paint a temporary masterpiece in the heavens. To understand the rainbow fully, we must step back and observe how it forms, why it curves, and why it seems to belong uniquely to each observer. A rainbow is always a circle, though from the ground we typically see only an arc. The center of this circle lies opposite the sun, a point in the sky determined by the alignment of light, raindrops, and your eyes. The sunlight enters countless droplets, bends inside them, reflects, and emerges at a precise angle, usually about 42 degrees for red light. Each droplet sends its colors along this angle, so that all photons from different drops reach your eye together, forming the familiar curved shape. Your position defines the circle's center, which is why no two observers see the rainbow in exactly the same place. Imagine standing on a hill after a rainstorm, watching droplets glisten in the fading light. You see an arc of colors spanning the horizon, its base touching distant trees or rooftops. If you could rise into the air, perhaps in a plane or on a tall mountain, the arc would expand into a complete circle, revealing the invisible part of the rainbow that we rarely witness from the ground. The rainbow, then, is both universal and personal, a shared phenomenon shaped by individual perception. The familiar arc forms naturally because of the angles at which light emerges from droplets. Red, bending the least, occupies the outer edge, while violet, bending most sharply, forms the inner edge. Between them, the other colors blend seamlessly, creating the soft gradient we recognize. This careful arrangement of hues is not artistic intent but physics in motion, yet it produces one of nature's most aesthetically satisfying spectacles. Sometimes, a second rainbow appears above the first, fainter and more ethereal. This double rainbow occurs when light reflects twice inside a droplet before emerging. The secondary reflection reverses the order of colors, placing red on the inside and violet on the outside. It is a subtle, quieter echo of the first, a delicate reminder that the rainbow's beauty is more than what we usually perceive. Its soft glow invites contemplation, encouraging the mind to notice detail and delight in subtleties. The space between the two arcs is called Alexander's band, a darker sky where light has been redirected elsewhere. It is another testament to the precise geometry of light, a subtle shadow that frames the rainbow and emphasizes its brilliance. The interplay of light and dark, color and shadow, creates a rhythm in the sky, a gentle visual cadence that draws your attention without overwhelming the senses. To understand this arc, picture the sun low in the sky behind you. Each raindrop in front of you acts as a tiny prism, bending sunlight into its spectrum and sending it along a specific path. Only those droplets positioned at just the right angle contribute to the rainbow you see. Shift slightly, and the light changes, A subtle movement of your head or body alters the arc, revealing the delicate choreography of observer, light, and droplet. The rainbow is not fixed in space. It is a phenomenon born of alignment, perspective, and timing. Visualize the rainbow as a bridge of color, stretching across sky and earth. Red arches high, followed by orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, each hue flowing naturally into the next. Notice how the colors blend yet remain distinct, forming a gentle gradient that invites the eye to travel along its curve. Let your mind linger on this visual harmony, feeling a sense of calm as the arc extends from horizon to horizon. Rainbows are fleeting because their existence depends on the constant interplay of sunlight and droplets. A sudden shift in wind, the passing of clouds, or the drying of rain can dissolve the arc within minutes. And yet, even in their impermanence, rainbows teach us something enduring. Beauty arises from physics, perception, and timing, and our awareness allows us to witness it fully. Every rainbow is a unique event, a private collaboration between nature and observer, ephemeral yet unforgettable. Consider how the rainbow seems to curve toward you. Though you may try to reach its ends, you will never arrive. The arc is an illusion created by light bending and reflecting toward your eyes. It moves as you move, always maintaining its perfect geometry. This shifting quality makes rainbows feel alive, as if responding to your presence, inviting you to experience wonder rather than possession. It is a gentle lesson in the limits of perception and the subtle ways the universe engages us. As you breathe slowly, imagine standing under this arc, feeling the soft light of each color touch your awareness. The rainbow is more than a visual phenomenon. It is a bridge between the physical world and your perception, a connection between photons, droplets, and consciousness. Let this vision settle in your mind, a quiet meditation on symmetry, alignment, and the delicate perfection of nature's geometry. We will explore the meaning of these colors more deeply. Beyond the physics, each hue evokes emotion, resonates with human culture, and speaks to the subtle ways we perceive beauty. From red to violet, the rainbow carries stories and symbolism that have inspired humans for millennia. Each color of a rainbow carries its own quiet voice, speaking not in words but in sensation, emotion, and subtle influence. When you gaze at red, you may feel warmth or energy. Yellow evokes lightness and cheer. Blue offers calm and reflection. These responses are not accidental. They are woven into human perception, shaped by evolution, culture, and the physics of light itself. In a rainbow, the sequence of colors is arranged with precision, yet each hue reaches into your mind differently, creating a symphony of experience that is as personal as it is universal. Red, the outermost color, vibrates slowly in the spectrum. It is often associated with intensity, passion, and alertness. In nature, red signals ripeness, heat, or attention, and your eyes are tuned to detect it easily. When sunlight bends and separates in a raindrop, red photons emerge at the widest angle, marking the rainbow's edge. Their position and wavelength give the color prominence, allowing it to frame the softer tones that follow. Standing beneath the arc, notice how red captures your gaze first, anchoring your perception of the rainbow. Orange flows gently from red, blending warmth with a softer glow. Yellow, near the center, feels like sunlight condensed, a gentle illumination that evokes curiosity and optimism. Green, situated in the middle of the spectrum, resonates with balance and calm. It reflects the verdant earth, creating a subtle connection to life and growth. Blue follows, carrying coolness, tranquility, and introspection, leading your mind into a quiet, reflective space. Indigo and violet, delicate and fleeting, whisper mystery and imagination, hinting at realms beyond immediate perception. Together, these colors create an arc that is not merely optical but psychological, a bridge between the physical world and human emotion. The arrangement of colors in a rainbow has inspired humans across time and culture. In ancient myths, rainbows were seen as bridges to the divine, pathways between heaven and earth. Artists have sought to capture their ephemeral beauty, blending pigments to mirror nature's spectrum. Poets have described the rainbow as a sigh of the sky, a fleeting promise, or a mirror of hope. The physics of light creates the phenomenon, but human perception gives it meaning. Each observer brings a lifetime of associations, memories, and sensations that color the experience further. Scientific study also reveals how our eyes and brain shape the rainbow. The intensity of color depends on the size of the raindrops, the brightness of sunlight, and the sensitivity of your cones. Light of shorter wavelengths, blue, indigo, violet, scatters more easily, sometimes appearing fainter, while red travels farther and emerges more boldly. Your mind interprets these signals, blending them into a continuous spectrum. The colors are simultaneously physical and perceptual, existing in the interplay of light, water, and consciousness. Mindful observation of these colors can be a calming practice. As you imagine the rainbow arching across the sky, let your awareness move slowly from red to violet. Notice how each hue touches your perception differently, and allow yourself to feel the subtle emotional resonance. Red may awaken energy, yellow a soft warmth, blue a quiet contemplation. Let each color settle gently within your mind, flowing naturally into the next, as if your awareness is moving along the curve itself. The rainbow also reminds us that color is relative. Its vibrancy depends on contrast with the surrounding sky, the angle of sunlight, and even the clarity of the atmosphere. Sometimes, a stormy backdrop enhances the colors, making them glow with surreal intensity. Other times, the sun is low, and the rainbow appears faint, a whisper of light across the clouds. These variations remind us that perception is dynamic, shaped not only by physics but by context and attention. Colors have a subtle power to influence our mood, too. Studies in psychology suggest that exposure to certain wavelengths can affect relaxation, alertness, or emotional state. A rainbow, therefore, is not only visually striking but quietly therapeutic. Its spectrum engages both sides of the brain. Logic in the recognition of sequence in physics, emotion in the resonance of hue. Observing a rainbow can slow your breathing, ease tension, and invite a reflective, meditative state, a perfect bridge to sleep. Throughout human history, rainbows have symbolized hope, promise, and transformation. From the biblical story of Noah to indigenous legends across continents, the rainbow carries the idea of something beyond the ordinary, a fleeting connection between earth and sky. Its colors, perfectly ordered and harmoniously arranged, evoke a sense of completeness, a natural balance that comforts the mind. Even knowing the science behind it does not diminish this effect. Understanding light and perception only enhances the wonder. As you visualize the rainbow in your mind, allow each color to touch a different part of your awareness. Feel red and orange warm your senses, yellow and green balance them, and blue, indigo, and violet draw you inward, toward calm and reflection. Imagine the sequence flowing slowly, gently, along the arc in the sky, like a soft current moving across your consciousness. You are both observer and participant, receiving not just the image but the quiet emotional resonance of nature's spectrum. We will step beyond the ordinary rainbow to explore rare and extraordinary phenomena. From moonbows to fogbows, halos, and supernumerary arcs, the sky offers subtle variations that delight the attentive eye. These wonders expand our understanding of light, perception, and the delicate conditions required to transform droplets and photons into the extraordinary. Rainbows are not always the familiar arcs we expect after a summer shower. Sometimes, nature whispers her colors in more subtle or mysterious ways, revealing variations that few notice unless they look closely. Beyond the standard rainbow lie rarer, quieter phenomena. Moonbows, fogbows, supernumerary rainbows, and halos. Each is a gentle reminder that light and water play together in endlessly creative ways, offering rewards to those patient enough to observe. Moonbows appear when moonlight replaces sunlight, casting a pale, silvery spectrum across the night sky. Because the moon is far less bright than the sun, moonbows are often faint, their colors subdued or barely perceptible. The physics remains the same. Light refracts, reflects, and disperses within tiny droplets. Yet the experience is different. Imagine standing under a quiet, starry night with a barely glowing arch stretching across the clouds, an ethereal echo of the daytime rainbow. It is both the same and entirely other, a bridge of calm, nocturnal wonder. Fogbows, sometimes called white rainbows, form in mist or fog rather than rain. The droplets are smaller, scattering light more diffusely. The result is a pale arc with muted or nearly absent colors, soft and gentle, as though the rainbow has been whispered rather than painted. When observing a fogbow, the subtlety invites reflection rather than excitement. It is a quiet performance of light, a soft curve in the sky that comforts and intrigues rather than shouts for attention. Supernumerary rainbows, the delicate bands that sometimes appear inside a primary rainbow, demonstrate the wave nature of light. These faint, pastel arcs form due to interference, as overlapping light waves strengthen and weaken one another. Their appearance is fragile and fleeting, often visible only to careful, patient eyes. They are a reminder that even in well-known phenomena, subtle variations and hidden layers exist, waiting to be noticed by those attuned to observation. Halos and sundogs are distant cousins of the rainbow, created not by raindrops but by ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. They form rings or bright spots around the sun or moon, bending and scattering light in precise geometries. Halos may appear as perfect circles, while sundogs glow as luminous flares at the edges of the sun. Observing them requires attention to atmospheric conditions and an eye for subtlety. Though different in structure, these phenomena share the same principles. Light interacting with small particles, bending, dispersing, and revealing hidden beauty. Consider the delicacy of the conditions required for these rarer rainbows. Moonbows demand a nearly full moon, a clear sky opposite the moon, and rainfall or mist in the right location. Fogbows appear only when fog or mist contains droplets small enough to scatter light diffusely. Supernumerary rainbows depend on uniform droplet sizes and the wave behavior of light. Halos and sundogs require ice crystals of particular shapes and orientations. Nature, in her infinite subtlety, arranges these precise circumstances so that only observant and patient eyes witness their ephemeral beauty. Each phenomenon teaches us something unique about perception. The faint, silvery glow of a moonbow encourages quiet observation. The soft whiteness of a fogbow invites reflection. Supernumerary rainbows reveal hidden patterns within the familiar, while halos and sundogs demonstrate that even invisible or tiny particles in the atmosphere shape our visual experience. These phenomena deepen our awareness of light's behavior and of our own perception, showing us that nature's artistry often operates in whispers rather than shouts. Visualize standing on a damp hillside as morning fog drifts past. A pale bough arcs softly across the mist, its subtle curve barely discernible against muted greenery. Notice how the colors blend into soft shades, almost like watercolor on paper. This is a fogbow, gentle and quiet, yet no less extraordinary than the bold rainbow you might see after a storm. Its presence asks you to slow your attention, to breathe, and to become aware of the faint details of light and water around you. Similarly, imagine a moonlit night when raindrops linger in the air, reflecting silvery beams toward your eyes. A moonbow stretches across the sky, faint but unmistakable. The colors are subdued, but the arc retains its geometry and order. Standing there, you feel a quiet connection to both day and night, to light and perception, to the delicate physics of refraction, reflection, and dispersion. The rainbow's magic persists, even when muted, reminding us that beauty is not always loud. These rarer forms of rainbow phenomena also illustrate the adaptability of light. Water, ice, and atmospheric particles shape it differently depending on size, density, and orientation. By paying attention, we notice subtle differences in intensity, color, and shape. Each variation is a lesson in observation, inviting mindfulness and gentle curiosity. Through them, we learn that light is alive in motion, a responsive partner to environmental conditions, yet consistent in obeying the principles of physics. As you breathe slowly and let your mind linger on these subtle phenomena, picture a sky filled not only with the familiar arc of a rainbow, but with soft secondary bows, delicate fogbows, and quiet moonlit arcs. Imagine halos around the sun or moon, shimmering flares at the edges, all bending light in precise, beautiful ways. Each instance is fleeting, ephemeral, yet always patterned, ordered, and mesmerizing, demonstrating the quiet poetry inherent in physics. The sky, in these moments, becomes a canvas for nature's experimentation, using sunlight, water, and ice to create infinite variations. Rainbows, moonbows, fogbows, and halos remind us that even ordinary conditions hold the potential for extraordinary perception. They invite you to pause, to notice, and to feel the subtle interplay of light, water, and human awareness. No two people see the same rainbow in exactly the same way. The rainbow is not a fixed object in the sky. It is a personal experience, shaped by the alignment of light, water, and your own eyes. Your position determines the angle at which sunlight enters the droplets and emerges as the spectrum of colors. This delicate geometry reminds us that perception is not passive. It is an intimate collaboration between nature and observer. Imagine standing after a rainfall, sunlight at your back, raindrops suspended in the air before you. Each droplet bends, reflects, and disperses light at a precise angle, sending specific wavelengths toward your eyes. Move slightly to the side, and the photons that reach you change, shifting the colors and position of the arc. A rainbow is a mirror of your viewpoint, always moving, always dependent on where you stand and how you observe. Our eyes are equipped to interpret these waves of light, yet what we perceive is more than just physics. Light enters through the cornea, passes through the lens, and strikes the retina, where cones translate wavelengths into signals the brain interprets as color. Red, green, and blue cones blend information, producing the familiar spectrum of the rainbow. But perception is also influenced by contrast, brightness, and surrounding light, so the rainbow you see may appear subtly different from the one seen by someone standing just a few steps away. This subjectivity is part of the rainbow's quiet magic. Unlike a mountain or a tree, a rainbow is not anchored in a single place. It exists in relation to your perspective, shifting as you move. Imagine tilting your head slightly. The rainbow seems to follow, maintaining its arc yet subtly realigning. Step forward, and the colors brighten or fade. The rainbow is alive in interaction with your senses, reminding you that observation itself is an active, participatory experience. Visualize yourself noticing a rainbow from a gentle distance. Take a slow breath in, feeling the arc stretch across your awareness. As you exhale, imagine shifting slightly to the right. The red edge glows more vividly, the violet deepens. Shift to the left, and the effect subtly changes again. This interplay between your position and the light's path demonstrates the delicate precision of optics, yet it feels almost like a dance, intimate and responsive. The act of seeing a rainbow also engages the mind. It asks you to focus, to slow down, to notice subtle differences in color and form. It encourages mindfulness, drawing attention to the alignment of sunlight and raindrops, to the physics of refraction and reflection, and to your own conscious awareness. In this way, the rainbow becomes a meditative practice, a gentle exercise in perception, patience, and presence. Even familiar optical illusions tie into this process. A rainbow may appear brighter against a dark sky or softer against scattered clouds. Double rainbows and supernumerary arcs introduce subtle variations in brightness and spacing, which the brain interprets and blends into a coherent image. These nuances reveal the brain's role in completing the experience, showing that color, light, and perception are inseparably intertwined. Now, imagine standing beneath a gentle rain shower, the sun low in the sky. A rainbow stretches above, vivid and precise, yet you notice small shifts as you move. The arc seems to respond to you, maintaining its geometry but subtly altering its appearance. This awareness deepens your connection to both the phenomenon and to your own consciousness. The rainbow is not just a pattern of light. It is a reflection of the dynamic relationship between environment and perception, physics and mindfulness. Consider, too, that our understanding of seeing is bound by both physiology and physics. The angle at which light emerges from droplets, the sensitivity of cones to different wavelengths, and the contrast between sky and landscape all combine to produce the rainbow's visual effect. Yet the mind interprets this input effortlessly, allowing the observer to experience wonder without needing to calculate angles or wave patterns. This seamless integration is part of what makes the rainbow so mesmerizing, so calming, and so meditative. As you breathe slowly, imagine shifting slightly to the left again, letting your awareness track the changes in the rainbow's glow. Notice the way each color responds, how red and orange intensify, while blue and violet soften. Feel your body relax, your mind settle, and your attention expand to include the delicate relationship between light, water, and perception. The rainbow is both a visual spectacle and an invitation to presence, encouraging patience, awareness, and gentle observation. In this way, seeing a rainbow becomes a meditation. You are not only observing physics, you are engaging in an intimate dialogue with light, droplets, and your own senses. Each movement, each shift in perspective, subtly alters what you perceive, deepening your appreciation of the rainbow as both a physical and personal phenomenon. Across mountains, deserts, and oceans, humans have always looked up at rainbows with awe. The arc of color stretching across the sky is more than a physical phenomenon. It is a bridge between nature and imagination, between light and the stories we tell. Every culture, from the earliest civilizations to modern societies, has found meaning in the rainbow, embedding it in myth, art, and literature. These connections remind us that while physics creates the rainbow, human perception and symbolism give it enduring significance. In Norse mythology, the rainbow appears as Bifrost, a burning bridge linking Midgard, the realm of humans, to Asgard, the world of gods. This vision captures the rainbow as both transient and sacred, a path only visible when conditions align perfectly. Similarly, in Greek myths, Iris, the messenger goddess, travels along the rainbow to deliver messages from the divine. Across cultures, rainbows are seen as conduits, connecting earth with sky, the mortal with the divine. Their fleeting nature emphasizes the preciousness of the moments in which they appear. Art has also been profoundly inspired by rainbows. Painters throughout history have sought to capture the subtle gradations of color, the way sunlight bends through droplets to form arcs across landscapes. From detailed naturalistic studies to impressionistic explorations, artists have recognized the rainbow as both a challenge and a source of wonder. Its impermanence adds to its beauty. Unlike a static mountain or river, a rainbow's appearance depends on the viewer's perspective, time, and environmental conditions. This ephemeral quality encourages mindfulness, a gentle focus on the present. In literature, the rainbow often symbolizes hope, promise, and transformation. It appears after storms as a reminder that challenges are temporary, that light can return, and that beauty can emerge from adversity. These symbolic meanings resonate universally, transcending geography and time. Children are enchanted by its colors, poets describe its elegance, and scientists study its mechanics. Yet all experiences share a common thread: fascination. The rainbow invites reflection and calm, a subtle emotional connection woven into the fabric of human culture. Across continents, indigenous peoples have their own unique interpretations of rainbows. In some cultures, they are seen as the serpent of the sky, guardian spirits, or markers of sacred spaces. These narratives often tie the rainbow to natural cycles, emphasizing respect for the environment and attunement to the land. Observing a rainbow becomes more than a visual experience. It is a cultural and spiritual event, a moment in which humans participate in the rhythms of the natural world. Even in modern science, the rainbow maintains a poetic presence. Meteorologists, physicists, and optical scientists study its formation, yet the spectacle itself continues to inspire wonder. Understanding the interplay of light, droplets, and perception does not diminish the beauty. Rather, it enhances appreciation. Knowledge deepens the awe, allowing one to perceive the intricate geometry, the subtle variations in intensity, and the precise conditions required for a rainbow to appear. Science and art, fact and emotion, merge seamlessly in this singular phenomenon. Imagine yourself walking along a quiet shoreline after a gentle rain. The sun has broken through clouds, and an arc of color spans the sky. Perhaps someone nearby notices it as well, or perhaps it is a private moment between you and the world. Across the globe, someone in a distant city or remote village may be witnessing the same type of spectacle. Yet for each observer, it feels personal, unique, and intimate. The rainbow is at once universal and private, a shared experience shaped by individual perspective. Rainbows have also found their way into cultural expressions and symbolism beyond mythology. They mark hope in flags, social movements, and art installations. The LGBTQ+ pride flag, for example, draws on the rainbow's diverse spectrum to celebrate inclusivity and identity. Music, poetry, and storytelling frequently invoke the rainbow to convey renewal, diversity, and resilience. Across these applications, the rainbow retains its connection to light, perception, and emotion, demonstrating that physical phenomena and human imagination are inseparable in experience. Consider, too, the reflective power of observing rainbows in different natural settings. A rainbow in a tropical rainforest may shimmer against the lush greens. A high-altitude rainbow may glow across a clear blue sky, and a moonbow in a quiet desert night may whisper subtle silver tones. Each environment changes the perception, amplifying the wonder and subtly influencing how humans respond emotionally. These variations emphasize that both the rainbow and its observers are part of a dynamic system, a gentle dance of light, water, and human consciousness. As you breathe slowly, imagine walking under the arc of a rainbow in a place meaningful to you. Let your awareness expand to include the global tapestry of observers across time and space. Think of mythologies, art, and literature, each contributing to the way humans have connected with this fleeting spectacle. Feel the resonance of color and form, noticing the gentle shift of red to violet, the soft blending and harmony. Let the rainbow serve as a bridge, not only in the sky, but in your mind, linking the scientific, the emotional, and the cultural threads of understanding. Rainbows are a reminder that beauty, wonder, and insight exist everywhere, waiting for patient observation. They invite us to pause, to notice, and to reflect, to see the ordinary world transformed by light, water, and perception. Across mountains, oceans, deserts, and skies, humans have experienced this phenomenon in countless ways, and yet each moment remains fresh, unique, and profoundly calming. Light is a puzzle that has fascinated humans for centuries. It behaves as both a wave and a particle, a duality that makes it mysterious yet profoundly elegant. In the context of rainbows, this dual nature reveals subtle intricacies that explain why we sometimes see extra, delicate arcs, or why colors shimmer differently in different raindrops. Understanding these details does not diminish the wonder. Instead, it enriches our experience, allowing us to perceive the invisible layers of magic in each fleeting spectrum. Think of light as ripples in a pond and as individual droplets at the same time. The wave nature creates interference patterns, subtle oscillations that can reinforce or cancel each other. This phenomenon is what produces supernumerary rainbows, the faint pastel bands that appear inside a primary arc. When light waves overlap after bending and reflecting inside tiny droplets, they interfere constructively or destructively, forming additional bands of color. These arcs are delicate and ethereal, appearing only under precise conditions. They are nature's quiet secret, waiting for patient and attentive eyes. The particle nature of light, embodied in photons, complements the wave perspective. Each photon is a tiny messenger, carrying a discrete packet of energy corresponding to a specific wavelength. When these photons enter a raindrop, they bend, reflect, and disperse in precise ways. Collectively, their individual journeys produce the harmonious rainbow arc we perceive. In this sense, rainbows are both physical and conceptual, a meeting point between observable phenomena and the abstract ideas we use to describe them. Light's behavior is further shaped by the size and uniformity of raindrops. Larger drops produce more vivid colors because they disperse light more distinctly. Smaller drops scatter light diffusely, softening the colors and sometimes producing fog bows or pale halos. In each instance, the rainbow is a dynamic interplay of variables: wavelength, droplet size, angle, and observer position. Nature sets the stage, and light performs, responding to every subtle change. Imagine observing a rainbow while gently focusing on its inner patterns. Perhaps you notice faint, parallel arcs inside the primary arc, the supernumerary bows. Each is evidence of interference, a visible whisper of the wave-like qualities of light. These additional arcs move with you, delicate extensions of the main rainbow, visible only under careful attention. Their presence illustrates that even the familiar rainbow is layered with complexity, a blend of simplicity and hidden physics. The magic of rainbows is also found in color blending. The spectrum transitions smoothly from red to violet, yet each hue retains its distinct character. This gradation arises from the precise angles at which different wavelengths emerge from droplets. Red, bending least, appears on the outer edge. Violet, bending most, on the inner. Between them, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo flow seamlessly. Even subtle shifts in droplet size, sunlight intensity, or observer position can tweak this sequence, revealing the rainbow's delicate responsiveness. Now, consider how light interacts with ice crystals to create halos or sundogs. Unlike raindrops, these crystals often form hexagonal prisms, bending light in multiple directions. They produce circles, arcs, or bright spots around the sun or moon. The physics is the same: refraction, reflection, and dispersion, but the geometry is different. Ice crystal halos are a gentle reminder that light's behavior is governed by universal principles. Yet nature produces an endless variety of expressions. Observation, patience, and mindfulness are required to perceive these subtleties. The interplay between wave and particle behavior also explains the fleeting beauty of rainbows. Each photon follows a deterministic path, yet collectively, the light appears dynamic, moving with the observer, shimmering differently depending on atmospheric conditions. The rainbow is ephemeral because it relies on alignment, sunlight, and droplets, conditions that shift continually. Recognizing the precise orchestration behind this phenomenon enhances our appreciation, revealing the hidden order beneath apparent chaos. To visualize this, imagine standing under a gentle rainfall with sunlight behind you. Each photon bends, reflects, and disperses inside countless droplets. Some photons reinforce each other, forming bright bands. Others interfere, producing softer secondary arcs. Light behaves predictably and yet surprises endlessly. In this moment, physics and poetry converge. Equations and observations explain, but do not diminish, the experience of wonder. Light, physics, and magic coexist perfectly in a rainbow. The magic is not a defiance of science. It is science rendered in visible beauty. Wave interference, photon travel, refraction, reflection, and droplet geometry all combine seamlessly, yet the result transcends technical explanation. The rainbow captivates both mind and heart because it is simultaneously measurable and ineffable, precise and fluid, predictable yet endlessly variable. As you breathe slowly, let your awareness linger on this interplay. Picture photons traveling in waves and particles, bending inside droplets, and emerging as vibrant color. Imagine the supernumerary arcs appearing subtly, halos shimmering faintly, and every phenomenon a gentle expression of nature's precision. Feel the quiet joy of understanding, coupled with the serene pleasure of witnessing beauty. The rainbow is both a scientific marvel and a meditative experience, a perfect fusion of knowledge and calm observation. There is a quiet intimacy in standing beneath a rainbow, knowing that the colors stretch across the sky just for your eyes, shaped by your perspective and presence. Unlike mountains or rivers, the rainbow is never fixed. It follows you, a subtle reflection of your own position and awareness. In this way, observing a rainbow becomes a personal experience, inviting reflection, mindfulness, and a gentle connection with the world around you. Imagine yourself under the arch, the sunlight at your back, raindrops suspended in the air. Each droplet bends light toward you, creating the familiar spectrum. Step slightly to one side, and the rainbow shifts subtly. You realize that it is alive in interaction, responding to your movement and attention. This dynamic connection transforms the rainbow from a distant spectacle into a shared moment, a private bridge between your consciousness and nature's design. Breathe slowly and imagine the colors arching above, each hue resonating with a different part of your mind and body. Red may evoke warmth, energy, or a sense of grounding. Orange and yellow may stir optimism, calm curiosity, or awaken gentle joy. Green brings balance, connecting you to the earth beneath your feet. Blue and indigo offer reflection and serenity, while violet invites imagination and quiet wonder. Allow each color to touch your awareness, flowing naturally along the arc, dissolving tension and inviting calm. Rainbows are also fleeting, and their transience mirrors the subtlety of our own moments of clarity. Just as a rainbow appears and fades, so do experiences of joy, insight, or connection. By observing the rainbow mindfully, you are reminded to appreciate the present, to notice beauty before it vanishes, and to savor ephemeral moments without clinging. This reflection transforms the act of seeing into a gentle meditation, a quiet exercise in presence and awareness. Consider the symbolic meaning of rainbows as you stand beneath the arc. Cultures across the world have associated rainbows with hope, renewal, and promise. In myths and stories, they bridge earth and sky, mortal and divine. When you see a rainbow, you participate in this universal symbolism, feeling a sense of connection not only to your environment but to human imagination across time. The rainbow becomes more than light. It becomes a mirror for your own inner reflections. You can deepen this experience by imagining yourself walking beneath the rainbow, moving slowly and deliberately. Notice how the colors shift subtly as you change perspective. Feel your own presence reflected in the arc, each step bringing a new alignment of light and droplets. The rainbow responds, just as your mind does, to attention, patience, and gentle observation. It is an intimate dialogue between the external world and your inner awareness, an exercise in quiet attentiveness and mindfulness. Incorporating breathing into this visualization enhances the meditative quality. As you inhale, imagine the red and orange hues filling your awareness, energizing and warming you. As you exhale, let green, blue, and violet flow gently through your mind, calming thoughts and softening tension. Each breath mirrors the rhythm of the rainbow, a connection between your own body and the natural phenomenon above. The colors become not only visual, but experiential, resonating throughout your being. Rainbows can also inspire reflection on personal transformation. Just as sunlight splits into multiple colors when passing through droplets, life experiences can unfold into layers of meaning, clarity, and insight. Standing beneath a rainbow, you are reminded that challenges, storms, and brief moments of difficulty can create beauty, just as raindrops and sunlight combine to form color. This perspective encourages resilience, calm, and gentle self-awareness, connecting the science of light with the psychology of mindfulness. Let your mind linger on the rainbow's arc, imagining it stretching from horizon to horizon. Notice how it moves with you, always shifting, never static. Feel the gentle presence of the colors, the precision of light and droplets, and the harmony between physics and perception. In this quiet observation, you find both calm and connection, a subtle reminder that you are part of a larger, interconnected world where beauty, science, and mindfulness coexist. Finally, allow your awareness to expand beyond yourself. Think of all the observers around the world, each witnessing their own unique rainbow, each experiencing a private arc of light shaped by perspective and perception. You are part of this global chorus of observation, connected through shared physics, shared sunlight, and shared wonder. In this realization, the rainbow becomes both personal and universal, a bridge linking your inner awareness with the outer world. As the rain subsides and the sun settles lower in the sky, you find yourself looking back at the arc of colors stretching across the horizon. The journey we've taken together, from the nature of light, through dancing droplets, and into the mesmerizing arcs of the rainbow, leaves behind a quiet sense of wonder. You may not see every detail of the physics or remember each subtle hue, but the essence remains. Rainbows are a reminder of the hidden beauty surrounding us, a gentle interplay of light, water, and perception. Think back to the first glimpse of sunlight bending through raindrops. Tiny messengers of photons traveled vast distances, refracted, reflected, and dispersed, finally arriving in your eyes to create a spectrum of color. The geometry of each droplet, the angle of your gaze, and the alignment of the sun all combine to produce an arc that is uniquely yours. Even the faintest supernumerary bands, the soft halos or moonbows you imagined, whisper a reminder. Nature's precision creates miracles, both bold and subtle, for those willing to notice. Remember the rhythm of your breath as you imagined colors flowing along the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet move gently across your awareness, each hue touching mind, body, and spirit. The rainbow is more than a visual phenomenon. It is a bridge between physics and perception, science and wonder, external observation and internal reflection. In this arc of colors, the world and your consciousness meet, revealing the quiet poetry embedded in light. Consider the rainbow's cultural resonance, too. Across time and continents, humans have looked up at these arcs with reverence, seeing them as bridges to the divine, symbols of hope, or reminders of the interconnectedness of life. Artists, poets, and storytellers have drawn inspiration from their fleeting presence, capturing what is transient yet profoundly impactful. Science explains the formation, but our imagination, memory, and awareness transform it into something deeply personal. The rainbow is, in essence, a shared experience yet also entirely unique to you. As the rainbow slowly fades, imagine the droplets evaporating, the photons scattering, and the colors dissolving into the atmosphere. Even as the arc disappears from the sky, its effect remains within you. The calm curiosity, the gentle joy, and the meditative focus that you experienced linger. This is the true gift of observing rainbows. They teach us to notice, to breathe, to reflect, and to find beauty in alignment, perspective, and presence. Every rainbow, no matter how brief, leaves a quiet imprint on awareness. Take a moment now to visualize the rainbow in your mind's eye. Let its curve arch gently over a landscape meaningful to you, stretching from one horizon to another. Imagine the sun shining softly behind, each droplet scattering light in a perfect, harmonious pattern. Feel the colors as a gentle current, flowing from red to violet, moving across your awareness like a slow, soothing tide. Allow yourself to dwell in this calm observation, letting the beauty of light, water, and perception settle quietly within. As you hold this image, notice how your perspective connects with a global chorus of observers. Someone across the world may be witnessing their own rainbow, another arc formed by sunlight and droplets, perfectly aligned for their gaze. Across time, countless humans have stood beneath these arcs, each experience personal yet part of a universal rhythm. The rainbow reminds us that wonder is everywhere, waiting to be noticed, shaped not just by nature but by perception and attention. Before we conclude, I gently invite you to carry this sense of calm beyond the rainbow. Notice small arcs of light in your daily life, sunlight through leaves, reflections on water, the glimmer of dew or frost. Each is a miniature bridge between physics and perception, an invitation to pause, breathe, and observe. In every color, every shimmer, nature speaks quietly, encouraging mindful attention and quiet joy. If this journey into light and color brought you calm, wonder, or reflection, let us know in the comments where you watched from. Share your experience, your thoughts, or even a memory of a rainbow that touched you. And subscribe gently to The Thoughtful Night, so you can drift into more quiet stories like this one, where science and serenity meet under the quiet arcs of understanding. Finally, as you prepare to rest, let your mind settle into the afterglow of the rainbow. Picture the last hints of color dissolving into the sky, the droplets evaporating, the sunlight softening into evening. Imagine the gentle rhythm of rain, the soft warmth of the sun, and the quiet, lingering glow of what was once a perfect arc. Allow these images to guide your breathing, slow your thoughts, and bring you gently into stillness. The rainbow, though it fades from the sky, remains in your awareness, a bridge between the seen and unseen, the scientific and the poetic. It reminds us of the invisible wonders around us, quietly bending the world into color, and of the joy and calm that come from noticing, reflecting, and being present. Let this reflection linger as you drift into sleep, carrying the gentle magic of rainbows with you, and the quiet reassurance that the world is always full of subtle, beautiful phenomena, ready to inspire awe and serenity.